I had a viewer on the channel ask a question on your circle side shift, on where to position that in reference to your blade settings. So on all my roads, all my road widths are between 22 and 24 foot. That's really all the wider they should ever be. So the way I set my moldboard up is I run pulling in, as I run with my moldboard up so that my brace down here on the bottom is about straight up and down. That seems to be a really good pitch on the moldboard. You can cut really good with it, plus you're mixing that material and you're allowing that material to discharge off of the blade a lot easier. I also like to keep a pretty good angle on my moldboard. So I leave my circle side shift in the center, and then what I do to start out here is I'll put down a little pressure on my left hand side. My right front tire here is on the crown of the road, and before I start out I adjust my circle on my blade angle to be discharging that windrow just over the top of the crown. So the reason I leave my circle side shift in the center is if you leave that the same all the time, you're gonna have a lot more defined width of your road. If you side shift it to the left or right, you're never gonna know how far you gotta do it. You're always changing your line. So that's why I always leave mine in the center, because when it comes to blading, it makes it so much easier to line up. If that's straight, you can put your right front tire on the crown of the road and then, you know, adjust your moldboard side shift and your circle, and you might have to articulate your machine to get it to the crown and just over the top. Ideally, when you blade, you have 4 tire tracks. So like right now, my right front tire is on the center line, and I'll take and pull in up here. I'll just do this short stretch to demonstrate. I try to keep my moldboard right at a 45-degree angle on the circle position. So I'll feather my windrow out here. I'll take and turn my machine around, and then I'll show you how I line up to blade the windrow off here. I absolutely love this paddle shifter on the new Deere. That's really convenient for turning around. So as you can see, I just straightened myself out. I wasn't articulating much, but just a little bit to keep your front wheels offset from your back wheels. That way your machine's a lot more stabler. So what I'm doing here now is, obviously we're late fall, so I'm not leaving a windrow on any of my roads anymore. So what I do is I'll line up. What I do myself is I put the center of the main beam right on the windrow. And then as I do that, my machine's perfectly straight. I roll my moldboard all the way ahead, just a little bit back, because I'm finishing now. And the way I interpret it is like putting butter on a piece of bread. You're not going to take and keep your knife straight up and down as in cutting. You're going to roll it ahead, so that way you're getting that nice spreading action. That's the same way as on, you know, finishing your windrow from the center line to the existing shoulder. So I got my angle set here on my moldboard. I generally am running it a little bit straighter because I'm trying to carry material and lose it. So as I blade my windrow off, my right side tandem is running right on the crown. So I'll have 4 sets of parallel tracks. I'll have my one on the outside, and my right side wheel track here, or my left side when I pulled in, they will line up on center line. So you have one track right on center line, and then you'll have your tire track on the left side here. And ideally you have your wheel tracks in straight lines. That's so crucial on a township road, is everything's in straight lines. Because every time you move, you just changed your crown, you change your hinge point, it throws everything off. So that's why it's very critical to drive straight as you can. I come up my apron, I'll run out of material here. I'll lift up, I'll get spun around, and I'll show you what I mean about the straight lines. So as you can see here, I got my right side tandem on center line, got my left side track over here. These two tracks overlapped each other, So you got 1, 2, 3 tracks. That way you can establish a good center line in your road. And that's how you always line up with that crown. That keeps you driving a lot straighter, and it'll help your roads out immensely. That's why I don't mess with my table side shift or circle side shift, because if that's always in the center, regardless what you do with your circle or your sliding moldboard, you come up a lot better off on keeping your width at a certain width. Because if I take and move this over even that much, yeah, you probably get a little bit better of an angle on your moldboard. And if you're blading a really super wide road, you might have to do that. But that's why I'm a big proponent of keeping your roads at a width of 22 to 24 feet. That way you can leave that circle side shift in the center position. Now, as far as the real super wide roads, if you're going to have anything over 26, you're dang near going to have to make 2 passes, or 3 rounds I should say, because you're never going to get that material from the shoulder of the road to your crown in 1 pass. And to me that's just kind of foolish, because you're just wasting fuel and you're just adding expenses to your road. But that's my opinion. Hopefully this will help a few of you guys out. Would like to thank everybody for watching, and make sure to like the video. Got any other comments or video suggestions, put them down in the comments. Thanks for watching.